One of the best clips shown at the end of the re-release on Avatar: The Way of Water is the Monkwon Raiders attacking the Windtraders. Avatar Theory here, hope you're doing well and having a fantastic day. And at the end of the re-release on The Way of Water, there's a rotation of 3 different clips from Avatar Fire and Ash showing. One clip shows the Sullys arriving at the Windtraders and meeting Pelak, the second one is Quaritch entering VARANG's tent, and the third one is the Ash clan attacking the Windtraders, which I will talk about in this video. Now, for obvious reasons, I cannot show any footage, so I'm gonna break it down as best as possible. The clip starts very peacefully, showing the Windtraders arriving at what looks to be at the Metkayina forest. And you can see Spider is hanging excitedly on the side of one of those caravans looking around. Jake is also there and Kiri is also looking around very excited, probably to return to their home. But then you hear a beeping sound on Spider's mask where it flashes what looks to be an orange light, and then he just presses a button on the side to kind of turn off that warning, where Kiri asks him, "Your mask?" and then Spider just responds, "I'm good, I've got plenty of time," which will likely come into play later because we do see in the first trailer that his mask, at least from his point of view, also flashes that orange light, so we know his mask gets damaged, and well, from what we've seen in the trailers, we know he eventually walks around without a mask. Then as the trailer continues, again still very peacefully with the music and everything, we see an Ikran flying next to one of those caravans, which is later revealed to be Neytiri, and one of the Windtraders tells Pelak clear ahead as they are arriving in the open area. However, all of that changes very quickly as Neytiri sees a shadow up on the mountains, looking up, seeing the Monkwon Raiders attacking from the sky, and she frantically radios into Jake, just shouting his name and then Monkwon, and this is where all chaos breaks loose. Jake shouts to Pelak, "Monkwon Raiders, weapons up," and then Pelak shouts to his clan to sound the alarm. And as the camera pans back to Neytiri, she throws off her poncho, getting ready for battle. We then see a clip of VARANG, which we've seen in the trailers, where she attacks and where she tells her clan to charge forward. And then the scene cuts to Jake and the kids. Again, also something we saw in one of the trailers where he tells Lawak to protect his sisters. Lawak just tells them to stay undercover as Jake runs towards his Ikran, jumping on it and then flying off from one of the caravans, wielding a rifle, where we see him use it on a couple of Monkwon warriors. It then cuts to a caravan from the Windtraders, where they use one of those crossbows, those massive bows on the side, which I've speculated before is probably what they use as a defensive mechanism, and we actually see them using this and shooting down not only the Ash warriors but the Ikran as well. And while all this is happening, Lawak runs down to the bottom to grab his rifle but forget his comms unit. One of the Ash warriors then flies around and throws what looks to be some sort of grenade, some sort of bomb that they probably made from all those flammable oil that we've seen before. And as Lawak runs upstairs, he throws Spider a bow and arrow, but then realizes that he forgot his comms unit downstairs, and as he runs down to get it, one of those bombs land near the comms unit, setting it ablaze. So unfortunately, he lost his comms unit. It then cuts to Pelak fighting with Ash clan warriors, an image of which we've seen in Empire magazine, and Pelak really looks badass fighting off these warriors. But then Lawak runs past Spider, telling him to stay with the girls, and Spider is in shock, asking him where you're going. And then as Lawak is mounting an Ikran, Spider angrily shouts at him, "Bro, you're supposed to stay here," which, well, Jake instructed him to do, and yet again Lawak disobeys. It then just gives us an overview of what's happening. Just a massive aerial battle is taking place, and then we see a shot of Neytiri pulling back her arrow, taking out an Ash clan warrior, also something we saw in one of the trailers where it cuts to black, ending arguably the best clip of the 3. So as with the other 2 clips, this one is also roughly 2.5 minutes long and gives us just enough to want more. And And given the fact that the movie is basically 2 months away, we will likely get one more trailer and a couple of clips probably released during interviews and stuff like that, if it follows the same marketing pattern as The Way of Water did. I mean, looking at just the re-release of the second movie with the 3 different clips, the same happened with the first Avatar movie where they re-released that and they showed 3 different clips of The Way of Water. So everything seems to be happening the same, more or less. But I do have a couple of things to say about the marketing for Avatar Fire and Ash, which I will talk about in a different video. But what I would like to know from you is, if you did get this clip upon your rewatch of Avatar The Way of Water, what did you think of it? If you didn't, then what clip did you get? Let me know in the comments below, and for more Avatar content, have a look at the rest of my channel. Until next time, have a fantastic day and stay safe.